This is the story of a soldier during World War II, who while escaping from the enemy, ends up on a deserted island where a nun is living. In today's video, you'll see how the two of them survived together in that isolated place. The movie begins during World War II, where we see an unknown island. We meet an American soldier named Clark, who had been drifting on a boat for many days after narrowly escaping death. Clark managed to save himself from German soldiers and reach this place. After seeing the island, Clark finds hope again and brings his boat ashore. As he steps onto the land, a sense of relief washes over his face. Just then, his eyes fall upon a church. Clark wonders how there could be a church here if the island is uninhabited. Thinking this over, he walks toward it. As soon as he reaches the church, a nun comes out from inside. The moment she sees Clark, she gets terrified. Crying, she begs for mercy, saying, "Please spare me, I am innocent." To calm her down, Clark raises his hands and says, "Relax, I'm not an enemy. I'm an American soldier." The nun's name was Sister Angela. Once inside, Angela begins telling Clark her story. She says that she and a few other sisters came to the island to provide religious teachings, but as soon as they arrived, German soldiers took them prisoner. They sent the others away, but she somehow escaped and stayed on the island. However, all her companions were taken, and she doesn't know if they are still alive. No one came to rescue her because everyone thought she was with the others. Since then, she had been living there alone. Hearing Angela's story, Clark expresses his sympathy. Then, Clark shares his own story, explaining that he is a U.S. Marine. German soldiers attacked their ship, and his entire team was killed. He was the only survivor to reach the island. After that, the two of them make a plan to find food. Clark climbs a tree to pick coconuts, but they realize they can't survive on just coconuts forever. So they continue searching for more food. Eventually, Clark spots a turtle in the sea. He tells her that if they can catch it, they'll have enough food for several days. The two of them head out into the water on the raft. Catching the turtle isn't easy, but after a lot of effort, Clark manages to grab it. That night, they cook and eat it, the first decent meal they've had on the island. The next day, however, German warplanes appear in the sky, heading toward the island. Clark realizes they need to hide, so they take cover in a cave. From inside, they watch as German troops land on the island. Within moments, their church is burned to ashes. Angela is terrified, and both of them worry about their survival, knowing that leaving the cave could mean certain death. Angela suggests, "If I surrender to the German soldiers, maybe you can stay alive." Clark replies, "Do you have any idea what those soldiers would do to you? No matter what, we have to stay hidden here." After evening falls, Clark goes out to catch fish, but his luck runs thin. Some German soldiers spot him, but they mistake him for one of their own and take him back to their camp. While there, Clark tries to gather food. When a few soldiers approach, he hides and is forced to stay tucked away all night. By morning, Angela realizes Clark hasn't returned and panics, thinking the soldiers might have killed him. Meanwhile, Clark quietly packs up food while the soldiers are out for training and slips away back to the cave in the woods. Inside the cave, Angela is trembling with fear. She suddenly hears a gunshot and fears the worst for Clark. Overwhelmed, she leans against the wall and cries. Just then, someone places a hand on her shoulder. It's Clark. She is overjoyed to see him, but Clark scolds her gently, asking, "Why did you leave the safety of the cave?" He pulls the food out of his bag to show her. Angela tells him, "From now on, if you leave without telling me, I'm coming out after you." Clark smiles slightly and promises it won't happen again. The next day, Clark brings a flower for Angela. She smiles but tells him, "I am a nun. I cannot abandon my calling." Clark asks, "Can't you change your mind?" Angela explains that she made a promise to God and cannot break it. This hurts Clark deeply. He walks down to the sea and says, "You're right. I belong on the battlefield. I'm not enough for you." That night, Clark finds a bottle of beer and drinks until he is completely drunk. He starts talking nonsense and begins insulting Angela. Terrified, Angela runs out of the cave and spends the entire night alone in the woods. When Clark wakes up the next morning, Angela is gone. Panicked, he rushes into the forest and finds her lying unconscious. Her clothes are soaked from the rain. To make matters worse, Japanese troops have now arrived on the island. Seeing Angela's worsening condition, Clark carries her back to the cave. It is freezing inside, and Angela desperately needs dry, warm clothes. Clark risks his life once more, sneaking back to the German camp to steal some clothing. A soldier spots him, and having no other choice, Clark kills him. To avoid suspicion, he buries the body and rushes back to the cave. While Angela is still unconscious, Clark changes her into the dry clothes. When she wakes up the next morning and sees the new clothes, she is surprised. Seeing Clark sitting beside her, she asks what happened. Clark explains, "You were in bad shape, so I had to do it. Whatever I did it out of necessity. I didn't actually mean to hurt you." Angela believes Clark and forgives him. Suddenly, the sound of gunfire rings out again. Clark realizes the German soldiers are back. Looking out, he sees fires burning everywhere. The soldiers have discovered that one of their members is missing and are scouring the entire island to find the culprit. Clark tells Angela they must hide in the cave again. Terrified, Angela begins to pray to God. After thinking for a while, Clark makes a decision. He will surrender to the German soldiers to save Angela's life. However, Angela tries to stop him. Just then, more gunfire erupts outside. The German soldiers stand before the cave, shouting, "Whoever is hiding in there, come out now, or we will blow this cave up." Clark is conflicted, bracing himself for death while Angela weeps and prays. Suddenly, a massive explosion shakes the ground. Bombs begin falling from the sky, and the German soldiers start screaming in panic. Clark realizes that the American forces have arrived and are wiping out the German troops. However, Clark remembers something critical. When he was at the German camp, he saw them planting landmines across the entire area. If the American soldiers advance, they will walk right into a trap. Clark finds a way out and begins to deactivate the bombs himself. During the process, Clark is severely injured, but his bravery saves countless lives. Once the battle subsides and everything goes quiet, Angela comes out and rushes to Clark. She bandages his wounds. Clark says softly, "It might be time for us to part ways. We probably won't see each other again." Tears stream down Angela's face. She replies, "I may not be able to spend my whole life with you, but you will always be in my heart." The American soldiers then take Clark away for medical treatment, and Angela follows closely behind him. Though they are being separated, their memories will keep them together forever. And with that, the movie comes to an end. So friends, how did you like today's movie summary? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.